The image used for the thumbnail of this video can be seen here being created locally in just 51 seconds, harnessing the power of Apple's new M5 Pro chip. It starts with a text prompt and in just 6 fairly quick steps evolves into the vibrant end result we see here. And notably also includes perfectly rendered text, which for a locally run model is particularly impressive. In this video, I'm trying to make local image generation workable on the M5 Pro, specifically using the latest public version of Qwen Image 2512, which was released in December. I did try a few other models, as you'll soon see, but I find that Qwen Image gives me the best results overall. Coming from a PC using the RTX 5090 and ComfyUI, I initially and naively expected a little bit more from the M5 Pro chip. Unfortunately, the first test I did took 19 minutes and a whole lot of battery life. If the M5 Pro was going to be workable for local image generation, I had a lot of experimenting to do. I did improve on the initial times in ComfyUI, especially by utilising the 4-step lightning LoRa, which cut image generation times down dramatically. But the quality took a hit too. I kept running into tiling artifacts, which was frustrating. This can also be called VAE noise, where the decoder doesn't mesh well with the model quantization. Long story short, I couldn't find a balance I liked, so I went about looking for alternative methods. As I was currently using GGUF versions of the models, I decided I needed to try MLX versions, which bridge the gap for Apple Silicon. Although ComfyUI can handle MLX models, I decided to give mFlux a go, which runs via the command line. And as I was convinced this was the way forward, I even wasted time creating a GUI to make things a little bit easier. But again, and even at 50 steps without the lightning LoRa, image quality seemed off, with tweaks to settings making little difference. I did have a brief spell trying a couple of other models besides Qwen Image, namely Z Image Turbo and Flux 2 Dev. However, while Z Image Turbo is fast, the images it produced were way behind that of what Qwen produces in its turbo mode, and Flux 2 Dev seemed to produce nice pictures that were a bit like artist impressions. The robin on the fence prompt seemed to have the robin about 3 times bigger than it should have been, and there's also a limited license with that one too. There is a Flux 2 Klein model, but the Dev one I tried put me off even trying. The next thing I wanted to try was Draw Things, which is available to download for free in the App Store. I'd heard good things about it, but hadn't had the opportunity to test it myself. Opening the app, I found it fairly straightforward. I could pick Qwen Image 2512 from the extensive list of models on the left-hand side, and even directly choose the lightning LoRa. Running Qwen Image 2512 in Draw Things was an absolute delight. Draw Things has got to be one of the best choices for Macs because it's built from the ground up to take full advantage of Apple's hardware. It uses a custom inference engine which speaks directly to Metal and utilises the Metal performance shaders, allowing it to generate images much faster than general purpose apps. By optimising every model for the Mac's architecture, it ensures you get the most out of your system's memory and power without too much complication. This 1728 by 960 image was produced in 4 steps in just 60 seconds, and I'm very happy with the results. The branches blend naturally with the sky, and those tiling artifacts are gone. If you're creating images just for fun, this 768 by 768 image of a cat wearing a sombrero eating tacos was created in a staggering 22 seconds, and again, I think it looks great. The fans on the MacBook didn't even have time to spin up. While I think ComfyUI is a great application, especially on the PC, it does have quite a steep learning curve, and getting the right combination of models, decoders and text encoders can be tricky. With Draw Things on the Mac, I was pleasantly surprised at how easy everything came together and just worked. When the final images started popping up on screen, many in less than a minute, most of them seemed to be as good as some of the more lengthy generations with 30 steps or more, which I don't think I'd even do on the MacBook now unless it was plugged in. Otherwise, pulling 60 watts for an hour with a 72 watt-hour battery would get you about 5 images, which isn't really workable for me, and that's not mentioning how hot the MacBook gets under that sustained workload. Of course, Qwen Image also has a big part to play in all this, and hopefully Qwen Image 2 won't be too far away, as it's already available via an API and on the Qwen website. There are reports that it's just a 7 billion parameter model, and has the editor part built in. This would further improve generation speed and enable it to run on some of the lower tier machines with less resources. One thing that I still find crazy is that all I've shown here is completely free to download and use. All that remains is the question, is local image generation worth it on the M5 Pro? If you use a model which has a turbo mode like the Lightning Laura for Qwen Image and they're working together well, then my honest answer is an absolute yes. However, it does not beat the PC for sheer grunt at the other end of the scale, but if you lower your expectations just a tad, the M5 Pro has so much to offer. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick, and I'll see you in the next one.